Good evening, you know me, Shojma for TVS Nightline. And tonight's are the top stories. Sarawak has reached another significant milestone on the international stage with the signing of MOU with the London School of Economics and Political Science on Tuesday. Sarawak Premier Dato' Padi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunapeng said the partnership aims to strengthen cooperation in key areas including sustainability, climate change and human capital development.
He added that the collaboration was the result of strategic discussions held in May with leading institutions such as the Grantham Research Institute on Climate Change, the Global School of Sustainability and the Southeast Asia Centre.
With over 60% of our land still under forest cover, our rainforests, rivers and biodiversity are among our greatest strengths. Yet conserving them requires recognition of their global value and stronger international cooperation.
Speaking at the MOU signing ceremony in London, Abang Johari highlighted that the agreement is more than an academic arrangement. It is a comprehensive framework that integrates Sarawak's natural capital with human capital.
That is why our consultation with LSE extended into areas such as integrity, education for our civil service officers, scholarship for Sarawak students, joint research on climate, energy and sustainable development, and embedding environmental economics and ESG leadership into policy making.
He also stressed the importance of adapting the Planetary Boundaries Framework, a global scientific model, into Sarawak's governance. The aim, he said, is to ensure that development remains within safe environmental limits while driving innovation and prosperity for the people.
And on to world affairs. During the UN General Assembly, more countries have joined the likes of Australia, the United Kingdom, Canada and Portugal in recognizing Palestinian statehood. 6 in particular took the stance, namely Belgium, Luxembourg, Malta, France, Monaco and Andorra, bringing the total number of recognitions to 3/4 of UN membership.
Entre le peuple israélien et le peuple palestinien, je déclare que la France reconnaît aujourd'hui l'État de Palestine.
Excelencias, esta conferencia marca un hito trascendental, pero no es el final del camino, debe ser el principio. Por eso quiero hacer 2 propuestas. La primera es que el Estado de Palestina debe ser miembro de pleno derecho en Naciones Unidas. Se debe completar lo antes posible el procedimiento de ingreso del Estado de Palestina en esta organización en pie de igualdad con el resto de Estados. Y en segundo lugar...
Meanwhile, Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned UN members that the Palestinian statehood should not be treated as a quote-unquote reward.
And let's be clear, statehood for the Palestinians is a right, not a reward. And denying statehood would be a gift to extremists everywhere. Without 2 states, there will be no peace in the Middle East, and radicalism will spread around the world.
Even so, Representative from U.S. White House Caroline Leavitt said recognizing the Palestinian state could do more harm than good.
As for all of these Western nations that are recognizing a Palestinian state, the president has been very clear. He disagrees with this decision. He spoke about that in the UK.
With more than 80% of the international community now recognizing the state of Palestine, diplomatic pressure has ramped up on Israel as it continues its genocidal war on Gaza, where more than 65,300 Palestinians have been killed and the has-been enclave turned into rubble.
The founding principles of the United Nations are facing unprecedented threats as the organization marked its 80th anniversary milestone. Its Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said the ongoing crisis in Gaza, Ukraine, Sudan and more are actively trampling the UN's role as an organization that's supposed to protect innocent lives, oppression and destruction from taking place.
The United Nations, they created something extraordinary, a place where all nations, large and small, could come together to solve problems that no country can solve alone. And yet, at this moment, the principles of the United Nations are under assault as never before. As we meet, civilians are targeted and international law trampled in Gaza, the Ukraine, Sudan, and beyond.
On climate challenges, Guterres cried out for Earth that is constantly burning with wildfires, flood, and record heat raging through climate chaos.
To meet these challenges, we must not only defend the United Nations, we must strengthen it. And that is the purpose of Agenda 2030, the Pact for the Future, and the UN80 initiative, to renew the foundations of international cooperation and to ensure that we can deliver for people everywhere.
Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, businesses, flights and schools were asked to cease all operations as it prepares to face Super Typhoon Ragasa, with a force that officials warned would be among the most destructive in the city's recent history. The powerful storm posed a wide threat to lives and homes, prompting authorities in mainland China to announce similar order in at least 10 cities across the nation's south, affecting tens of millions of people.
3-week stay in Japan. Now we have to stay 1 week in Hong Kong, which also is exciting, but now we have to figure out how to cancel our hotel reservation in Japan, and we had to book a new hotel here, which also cost us some money. So yeah, we're kind of really disappointed in that.
And where are you guys traveling?
Of course, because I'm now here at the airport. I've taken my chance to come here to see if I can find anything else. If not, I have to go back to Hong Kong and just book again into the hotel. Lucky enough, I reserved the room, so if it doesn't work out, at least I have a place to stay.
Ragasa had already toppled trees, torn out the roofs of buildings and killed at least 2 people in the landslide, while lashing the northern Philippines, where thousands sought shelter in schools and evacuation centers. The super typhoon was generating maximum sustained winds of 220 kilometers per hour near its center while moving west across the South China Sea, according to Hong Kong's Weather Service. The Hong Kong Observatory issued its third highest typhoon warning, T8, at 2:20 p.m. on Tuesday, saying that Ragasa has an extensive circulation with fierce winds. The leader of a U.S. congressional delegation to China warned Tuesday of the risk of a misunderstanding between the two countries' militaries as advances in defense technology move at breakneck speed. Adam Smith, the most senior Democrat on Washington's Armed Services Committee, told journalists in Beijing that China needs to talk more about its military with other global powers for basic deconfliction.
Now they are such a large military, they need to have more conversations with the other large militaries in the world for basic deconfliction. I mean, we've seen this, with our ships, our planes, their ships, their planes coming entirely too close to one another. We need to have a better conversation about deconflicting those things. And yeah, I think when you're getting up into the hundreds, close to 1,000 on nuclear weapons, it's time to start having a conversation about it to make sure that we understand each other and we don't stumble in to any sort of conflict. So I hope we can ramp up that dialogue so that level of understanding can lead to cooperation.
The 4-person delegation also includes other members of the same Armed Services Committee, Democrats Ro Khanna and Chrissy Houlihan, as well as Republican Congressman Michael Baumgartner, a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee. The group on Monday met Chinese Defense Minister Dong Jun with whom they talked about the importance of working through our differences and more candid dialogue, according to a statement from the US side. Meanwhile, Dong called on the visitors to remove disruptive and restrictive factors between them. Fentanyl, a synthetic opioid drug that is said to be 100 times more potent than existing drugs, was recently discovered in Malaysia. Bukit Aman Narcotics Criminal Investigation Department Director Dato' Hussein Omar Khan said the drug was uncovered after the arrest of 2 foreign men and 1 local man during Operation Black Ash, carried out in Malacca and Negeri Sembilan on August 19.
The raids led to the seizure of 961.8 kilograms of liquid fentanyl with an estimated market value of 40.7 million ringgit.
Dada jenis fentanyl ini adalah satu jenis dada yang telah memusnahkan ataupun membunuh banyak orang di negara barat seperti Amerika Syarikat dan juga Kanada. Dadah ni dipercayai lebih 100 kali lebih kuat daripada dadah-dadah yang ada di pasaran seperti morfin, heroin dan sebagainya.
To further eradicate the processing and distribution of fentanyl and other highly dangerous drugs, Hussein said the police has launched 5 more special operations across Kuala Lumpur, Selangor and Johor. He stated that these operations collectively led to the seizure of 1.7 tons of various drugs worth approximately 54.18 million ringgit. A total of 24 individuals were arrested, including 17 local men, 2 foreign men, 4 foreign women, and 1 local woman, aged between 19 and 55 years old.
3 men were today sentenced by the Kota Tinggi Sessions Court to 7 years in jail and fined 250,000 ringgit each for storing the carcass of a female Malayan tiger without permit on September 16. Judge Haidar Farizal Abu Hassan meted out the sentences on Muhammad Shahizam Muhammad Salim, 49, and siblings Nazrin and Muhammad Nazrul Tomiran, who are 47 and 28 years old, respectively, after they pleaded guilty to the charges.
The 3 were jointly charged with keeping the carcass of a female Malayan tiger, Panthera tigris jacksoni, in the boot of an MPV at about 6:10 a.m. on September 16th at a petrol station in Mersing. They were charged under Section 70(1) of the Wildlife Conservation Act 2010, Act 716, punishable under Section 70(2) of the same law, and read together with Section 34 of the Penal Code, which provides for a fine of not less than 250,000 ringgit for each wildlife or part derivative of such wildlife and imprisonment of up to 15 years. Department of Wildlife and National Parks Peninsula Malaysia or Perhilitan Deputy Public Prosecutor Fatin Hanum Abdul Hadi appeared for the prosecution, while all 3 accused were unrepresented.
And the mystery surrounding the disappearance of an Indonesian man 2 days ago was resolved. His body was found floating in the Penasu River at around 8:30 a.m. earlier today. Marang District Police Chief Deputy Superintendent Tan Sri Mering said the victim, identified as Randy from Sengkawang, Indonesia, was found about 2 kilometers from the location where he was reported to have fallen as a result of a search and rescue SAR operation launched on September 21. The victim was reported to have fallen into the river on Sunday at around 10 a.m. while working with a colleague, Suhardi Kayani, 36, who later lodged a police report at the Bintangor police station. The victim, who worked as a construction labourer, is believed to have slipped before falling into the river. The body was then handed over to the police for further action before being taken to the hospital. And those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Shilsh Maito. Thank you for watching and have a good night.